Today we're talking about the 30th anniversary line and some of the figures you might not know about.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mando number 5.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel, Mando number 5, and I'm Keith Guppy. So today we're going to look at episode 2 of my Focus Figure Line series, and today we're going to look at the 30th anniversary series, which was launched in 2007 to 2008. Please stay tuned right to the end of the video when I'm going to actually go through the numbers and how much you need to spend to finish the whole series. So the 30th anniversary line, launched in 2007, was probably one of the more extensive lines. You had two ranges of figures: the normal range, which was the coin figure. Obviously, they got the classic 30th anniversary slant, which is the same as on the vehicles. And then you had the figures you can get in the back and a picture of the figure from the film. So you had, altogether, you had 75 basic figures like this. There was a small run towards the end of the series. It didn't have the coin. And then you had 41 figures, which they said from the Saga Legends series, so they were sort of the orange packaging in the corners, but basically the same card. On top of that, you had within the main line a concept line, which are really cool, and I'll go through a few of these later on. And then finally, right at the end of the series, you had the Star Wars Force Unleashed figures, and these are probably where some of the more rarer figures are within this line, which I'll go through later on. And then lastly, in terms of figures, you've actually got the Canadian series, which just had Darth Vader on the back. And I think, and you might want to correct me in the comments, I think that was on the whole line, and that was a Canadian series. And the backing card is different as well than a standard line as well, as you can see. So just had the bigger figures. And these are quite rare. It's quite hard to get a hold of. And obviously we're produced in more limited numbers. So lucky enough, in terms of figures, I've got a whole line, so I've got no gaps in my collection. So I thought we'd look at maybe the top 5 most valuable figures to start with. So we'll start with number 5, and that's Darth Malak. Now, Darth Malak was released quite late in the line, and here I've got him on the European USA version card and the Canadian card. And I've actually just noticed something. I've put some pictures up. I've just realised that the lightsabers are actually different. The little packing lightsabers are different inside. That's a bit of a bigger one, and that's a bit smaller. So I've just actually found a bit of a variation I didn't know about. So there you go. So that's Darth Malak is number 5, and he will come in probably around £40 on eBay at the moment. Next, we've got a very similar figure, produced at very similar time, is Darth Raven. Again, this one's graded. So Darth Raven used to come in probably 80, 100 quid, but obviously he's been released now a couple of times on the TVC line, which has hit the price a little bit, but he's still coming sort of 45, 50 quid. A graded one like this will probably come in, I don't know, 100, 140 quid. So yes, Darth Raven, really nice figure. The purple colours really pop on that card. It's a really nice figure actually. And it was a Toy Fairs fan choice at the time to release. So that's number 4. Number 3 is one of the Star Wars Unleashed figures, which is the Emperor's Shadow Guard. Again, this is a graded version, so excuse the glare, sorry. But a really nice looking figure. I think it's the only time that you've got a black Emperor's Guard version released, which is probably why he's quite a lot of money. He's not been released anywhere else to my knowledge, but please put a comment in the chat if you think he has. Really nice figure, again graded as I said, and he'll probably fetch you back about 50 or 60 quid on the secondary market. Then second from top is Ram Kotta. He's one of the Jedi I did survive at Order 66. Again from the Force Unleashed line. Again, you can't get him anywhere else to my knowledge, which is probably why he's still worth quite a lot of money. And he'll come in at about 65 quid at the moment. Gone up quite a bit recently, but quite a cool figure, quite a cool Jedi to get. Yeah, so that's number 2. And number 1, drum roll please, is Hermie Oddle. Now this is a huge figure, but you can see, look at the size, the thickness of that bubble compared with the last one we showed you. This is a really heavy figure, quite difficult to get in good condition. Mine's got a small crease, which is why I haven't got him graded. I would love to have one graded, but he's a huge, really heavy, chunky figure. And obviously with the with the sail barge coming out a few years ago, he's still a very popular figure and hard to get, but a huge figure. And he'll set you back probably about 70 to 80 quid. Right now, I've not seen one graded before, but a graded one would probably cost you 150, 160 quid. But yeah, so he's top. Unlike the Clone Wars line, I've got all these figures, so I'm glad to be able to show you all of them in hand. But yeah, number one is Hermie Oddle. So I wanted to also mention the Chase series, the Ultimate Galactic Hunt series, which were the gold labelled figures. There was 12 of these altogether. I've actually only got 4, so I've got 8 of those missing. And here's the European version again, and here's the Canadian version. I've had a look at these. I don't think there's any difference in them. Maybe his moustache is a bit thicker on the Canadian version, but pretty much the same figure. Obviously different backing card, but they're really nice because they had the gold coin as well. So a really nice range of figures. Mace Windu was included, and then I've also got R2-D2, but there were 12 of them. But yeah, they look really nice with the gold writing and then the gold cards. Quite a nice little range. And in addition to that, we had the concept range, which I mentioned earlier in the video. There were several of these made. General Grievous is probably my favourite. Really stunning concept, Macquarie concept figure. Really nice graded. And the blue, they all had the blue sort of writing and blue background to the coin. And on the back, some really nice artwork of the concept. They did a Stormtrooper, Rebel Trooper, General Grievous. But also, one of my favourites is the R2-D2 and C-3PO pack. Now, for those of you who actually got this pack, I bet you don't know, if you never opened it, there is an additional backing card inside. And it's a stunning Star Wars picture with Princess Leia and Luke. One of the early, pictures. Really nice, and I've got this graded in one pack, graded together, and they look really, really nice. And it's tucked away in the actual clamshell. So, if you ever wanted to grade these, I would do the same because it looks really, really smart. A lot of people probably don't know that is actually inside. So there you are. There's the concept series as well. That were really nice. So the vehicles, they carried on the theme of having the cut corner and the 30th logo on the end, just like the figures did. And they produced some quite rare and only with this line ships. This is Darth Vader's Sith TIE Fighter. So this was probably just after he became Darth Vader, before his TIE Fighter. And this one's actually signed by Dave Prowse himself. I got signed quite a few years ago. But that's quite unusual. That's the only way you can get that black version of the Sith Starfighter, which is the same as the Jedi Starfighters, obviously. And then you also had figures like the Jedi Obi-Wan Starfighter with hyperspace ring. And again, this is the only way you can get this hyperspace ring. It's a real shame they didn't do it in a. I think during the films we probably saw another version of this with a double sort of hyperspace ring. Engines on the side, which I think would have been really. I think that was a blue one I've seen, but this is very rare, quite rare now, difficult to get a hold. Probably about 100 quid's worth in terms of getting the hyperspace ring. Out of the 20, I think it was 21 vehicles launched, I've only got 15, so I'm missing a few. So I'm missing some basic ones actually. I've got some of the rare ones. So I've got Mace Windu's Starfighter and Alice Sakura's Starfighter, but I'm missing Anakin's one. I think and Obi-Wan's basic ones. I think they were yellow, green, and a red one. But I'll show some pictures anyway. But I'm missing those, so I've got a few of the ships to get. But again, again, these only came out on this line, so they're quite hard to get hold of. So the 30th anniversary line was where they really went to town on the battle packs and really started the trend of producing them. Like in future lines of the Clone Wars. Believe it or not, I think it was 22 battle packs produced. I'm seriously lacking in them. I've only got about 5. But these are really cool. I mean, this is the clone attack on Coruscant with the clone troopers on a gunship. ready to do battle. So a really nice set. They also did a Hunt for Grievous, which I haven't got. Attack on Kashyyyk, which I haven't got. Stap Attack, Sif Attack, Betrayal on Bespin. So there's quite a few I haven't got. And they also did this one here, which is another one I've actually got, is the capture of Tantive 5 at the start of the New Hope and Star Wars. So yeah, really started the trend of battle packs. So there was these sets which just contained a few figures, and then they moved on to much larger sets. For the other end of the scale, here you've got the Battle of Hoth battle pack. So a huge set, the same, obviously same diagonal logo, but in a complete plastic acrylic sort of packaging. I've got this grade. I've also got the other version, which is the Endor Return of the Jedi version. But they come with a ATST, troopers, rebels, and a turret gun. Really nice. But I decided to get this graded because it's so vulnerable. It's all plastic, all down the sides. The only bit of cardboard's at the back. But a really nice pack. Like I said, I got this graded, and that's the back. So there's nice, quite a nice diorama on the back, and I did this in the Return of the Jedi one. So yeah, one of my favourites actually. Really nice, but a big chunky piece. They also did another of others. They did a battle arena from the Clone Wars with a load of creatures in that. They did 2 band Max Reba band sets, which are really sought after. These are going loose for sort of £100, and this is graded again because of all the plastic. I thought I'm going to get this graded. So they did 2 of these sets, and that was only available at Walmart in the States. So again, quite a rare set. So as well as the battle packs, they did a number of what they called Order 66 packs, which were a range of troopers with Jedis in each pack. So this is Emperor with Commander Tyre. But again, some of the figures inside, some of the Jedi are really quite rare on this series. My favourite is probably the last one they did, which was the Shadow Troopers JediCon, the Force is Forever 2008 version, which has got 2 Shadow Troopers in it. That's probably my favourite. These have got a tendency to yellow a little bit though on the packaging, which is a shame. That was not too bad, but some of the others I've got are quite yellowed. So yeah, so they did a number of those. I think there's about probably 13 of those, 14, something like that. And I've got all of those, which is good. And then I guess finally, in terms of exclusive packs and battle packs, they did some really nice stuff. I mean, to go along with the Shadow Troopers you just seen, they did a Shadow Trooper Scout bike, which is really nice. And again, that was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. And again, this is all plastic on top, so I got it graded. That one's UKG 90, but a really smart figure in there, if you can see it, on a really nice stand. Clear all the way through. Obviously the evil logo at the end, silver, and then on the back you've got a picture of the Shadow Scout with speeder bike, and it's really that's probably one of my favourite again items that I've got. It's a really nice piece, not massively expensive. I expect you could pick one up loose for I don't know, 50 or 60 quid, but it's a really nice piece, quite difficult to get hold of. So they had some really nice figures in the exclusive part. They did a lot of clone packs as well, clone trooper packs, Imperial packs. Yeah, they did a lot, and it was quite a nice range and quite a big range. So one of the battle packs they did was actually figuring Dan and the Modal Nodes, so the band from the Cantina. They did that in the collector's tin pack, and I think there's about 10 collector's tin packs that you can get. I've got all but about 2 of them, I think, but this is one of them. But more interestingly, they actually produced these figures again as part of a Disney exclusive. So launched in 2007 on Disney Weekends, they did six figures from the band in these packs. Now this is probably one of my favourite figures in all the lines actually, as well as the light up lightsaber from the green line, Darth Vader. I really like this. Now these are on their own little stages. I don't know whether they come off. I think they probably come off, but they actually light up and give you a little tune, which I think is fantastic. yeah, I won't press them all because we'll be here for all day. But yeah, so they all play the same tune. But yeah, really cool figures. I really like that, and I think that's probably a figure not many people know about, because again, these are rare. I mean, these probably cost you 50, 60 quid on eBay at the moment, unless you're really lucky. I know Stu's a fan. I hope you listen, Stu. I know you're a fan of these figures, mate. They're really cool. Get yourself some if you can. They're big. I mean, they're big. They're big figures, or big bubbles. So they're hard. I mean, hard to get in good condition. All mine have got little sort of creases on the card. So I've not got these graded, but I would love to get them graded. However, if I got them graded, I wouldn't be able to play the song. So yeah, just to annoy you a bit more. So, yeah. So there you go. The Modal Nodes. So before we come to the favourite part of my videos, I want to just say thanks again for all your support. Please continue to subscribe and like your videos, and add as many comments as you want. They're really useful for me to develop the channel. So just want to say thank you, thanks again. So what's the line worth, and what have I still got to get? So as I said before, the basic line had 75 figures, and I've been through eBay, and I promise you I have. That's on my calculations. Takes a long time to go through, but I do it. So there were 75 figures, and on average they were £21.12p each on the basic figure line. So that comes to 1,584 for those 75 figures. Then you've got the Saga line, which had 51 figures. And they're not worth quite as much. The average price of those was about £14.65. So that comes to £747 for the Saga line figures. And then you come to the comic and order 66 packs. There were 25 of those. They're quite expensive on average. They're just under £40 each, which comes to £996 to get all the comic and order 66 packs. Then the commemorative tin packs. I showed you the Modal Nodes ones. There's 10 of those, and they come out at an average of £24, which is 240 quid. And we go on. Then you've got the exclusive battle packs, which obviously there's some big ones. I've shown you some of those. And they come in an average of £43.96. And there's 30 of those, so that's £1,319 for all the exclusive packs and battle packs. And then you've got the Evolutions packs, and I've got one here. Actually, I hadn't showed you these. So the Evolution packs, really nice. Some of those are really unique. This is graded. This is a Sith pack, but they do a Bounty Hunter pack. But yeah, really nice sets. Again with the angle over here. Really nice graphics on the front. Unique figures. And here you've got Darth Nihilus, Darth Bane, and obviously Darth Maul. So there's a few of those Evolutions packs. I've got all of those. So the Evolutions packs and band members there's 12 of those, and they're £50 and 50p each. So that comes to 606 quid. And the vehicles and ships, which I've only got, I'm missing quite a few of. I'm probably missing 13 or 14. No, sorry, about 7 actually. About 7 I'm missing. Value based on recent eBay sales for those is 65 quid each. So that gives you a value of the vehicles of £1,365. So that gives you a grand total of £5,492 to get the whole line. But I know I've missed a few out. So I would say that probably you're looking at about 5,700 quid to get the whole line. And I've quickly worked out what I need to spend to finish the line. And disappointingly, that comes to 1,504 quid. And that's spread between the comic packs, the battle packs, and the vehicles. Luckily, I've got all the figures, apart from some of the chase figures, as I said. But yeah, so quite a big line, and you're gonna have to spend nearly £6 to get every figure. So there you have it. So that's episode 2 of my focus figure line videos, and I'll be back soon with episode 3. Thanks again. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mando number 5.